What's good, my people? Flash Speaks back for another video. All right, today I just wanted to give an example of what we're talking about when it comes to the difference between Angel Reese fans and the Caitlin Clark fans. Now, this one is really good because this here is obviously a brother, African American brother. He's black. Now, I don't know his background. You know what I mean? And this is important because what you have right now in the United States of America is you have the different types of black people, and black means different things. I don't know, by that, I don't know if this brother is like myself. Like myself, I'm at least seventh, eighth generation American, right? I know, my parents both black, grandparents both black, great grandparents. I know that my on my grandmother's side, they they go back to a plantation, okay, that was owned by a white Jewish man who goes by the name of Quattlebaum, a German Jewish. So I know they're from that plantation. And I know on the other side, we go back to North Carolina somewhere. All right, and I know that my family had taken part in the Great Migration of the 1940s. You know, grandmother and grandfather moved to Philadelphia. All right, so I know that in my ancestry, what you call foundational Black American. Go back to the building of this country, where ancestors went through slavery, the whole nine. Brothers like this, though he's black, he could possibly be just a second generation American. Maybe his parents came from Africa or something like that, or whatever. You don't really know, so I don't assume that everyone has the same tradition passed down to them and the same knowledge passed down to them. Though, even with Africans, what I don't get oftentimes is they act as if their respective countries, weren't kind of colonized. Now, like I said, I don't know the situation with this brother. He could be foundational Black American as well, and just happen to have certain political social stances that I may not share. Now, I don't get into the conservative and the liberal thing. I don't get into that because all of that is crap to me. Like conservatives, for example, oftentimes claim that they're Christian and so on. All right, but then when you look deep into their lifestyle, you'll see them breaking all types of commandments and laws that are in the Bible. Now, I'm personally not a Christian. I'm a religious person, but I'm not Christian. But if your person claims to be Christian, I absolutely respect that. However, if you claim it and you wear it on your sleeve, now I gotta expect you to stand on that and live on that, right? Like for example, you'll have some people claim Caitlin Clark is this great Christian. I'm not saying she's not, but then you say she has a boyfriend and you praise this. Well, from what I understand, according to Christianity, the only relationships a woman should have with a man is through the marriage bond. Correct or not? Okay. So same, but I'm only saying that because same criticism be levied at say an Angel Reese or so on, and so on and so forth. So my point is, I'm not impressed with that stuff. I don't care about that. I'm Christian and conservative. I don't care about that. Then the liberals, they do a lot of things I don't agree with, right? So, but when it comes to something like basketball, I don't allow that to get involved in it because then I'll be pointing the finger and judging every damn body, right? And that's just no way to live. I've accepted an ethos or a way of approaching people that's one of acceptance and mercy, right? When you look at people, ultimately, for those who believe in hereafter, meeting God and hereafter, the only thing we can hope for is mercy. The only thing we can hope for is that because we all fall short. But at any rate, this brother talks about Caitlin Clark versus Angel Reese. He's a Caitlin Clark, obvious Caitlin Clark supporter, and that's fine. I don't have a problem with that. But I want to just show how the bias and disrespect comes. And for me, it just seems to be a pattern with him, though he's black. Just listen to how he talks about the black women. This is what I kind of want to point out.
Oh, I know Angel Reese fans are going crazy. You guys, hey, I must admit, Angel Reese kind of gave us a bit of a scare a little bit. We know that the media is pushing for her to win the Rookie of the Year because Caitlin Clark is just a godsend.
All right. So he said, we know that the media is pushing Angel Reese because Caitlin Clark is a godsend. Where's your evidence, sir? If you ever see this video, I want you to produce evidence that show that the media is trying to push Angel Reese. I've heard from Stephen A. Smith, who's the top guy at ESPN, that Caitlin Clark is the golden goose. That Angel Reese just somehow found a way to put herself in the conversation by mocking her and putting herself in the conversation. All I've heard is that the Vegas odds of that Caitlin Clark are like a negative 300 or something like that, something crazy. And Angel Reese is just a plus 500 or something like that. It's like not even close as far as Vegas odds. The only person I've heard say I would put Angel Reese number one is Cheryl Swoops, and she's not really part of the media. The other one they go after a lot is Monica McNutt. And I want you to listen to the way he talks about Monica McNutt. But Monica McNutt, and Monica McNutt said that it boils down to whatever team is in the top slot, or who has the better record. And at the time, the Chicago Sky, according to the percentage of wins, were ahead of the Fever. So she's looking at impact. So she said she would say Angel Reese, and that was the reason she gave. A lot of them, they don't accept that because they believe it's said that Caitlin Clark somehow blowing everyone away, which is not true.
But what does
But you hear how he described her as a godsend. This is almost like worship, like a blessing.
Caitlin Clark do? She goes out, she becomes the first rookie in the WNBA to record a triple-double. Now what are you guys going to say? Because last time I checked,
We say, good job, congratulations. That is a great achievement to be the first to do that. That's what we say.
a double-double is less than a triple-double. I mean, you got two, you got three. I know some people out there are bad at math, but it shouldn't be that hard to figure out that Caitlin Clark.
No. Angel Reese doesn't have a double double versus a Caitlin Clark triple double. Angel Reese has 12 double doubles. Okay, consecutive. 13 altogether because the other one was not consecutive. Right. This is the argument for Angel Reese is that it's 12 games. It's consistency. That for a month she averaged over 14 points and 13 rebounds last month. How does one argue that Caitlin Clark had a better month last year than Angel Reese? Now, they've been playing for 2 months so far. Caitlin Clark won in the first month. And Angel Reese put in 14 and 13 last month. How do you argue that Caitlin Clark had a better month last month than Angel Reese? That's the issue. That's the issue. Right? But I do believe officially that an argument can be made for either player.
Clark is indeed the rookie of the year. Make sure you guys get in here and like this video and subscribe to you.
Well, I say Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark is not the rookie of the year because ultimately her plus minus for the season is a -5. Okay, that's why. And Angel Reese's plus minus for the year is a 2.5. 2.5 is a +2. You know what I mean? She's more effective on the floor than Caitlin Clark.
Channel. Let's get into these clips.
Honestly, wasn't like too aware, but like I think everybody was a little confused as to why they were going so nuts over a rebound. I mean, they can do that every time, I guess, but it's a little different.
And man, it's just, I'm sorry, guys. It's just this type of energy that is going to continue to win America over, guys, because it's just not like, it's effortless. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is a generational talent. Obviously, she's earning her respect. I'm starting to see a few of those vets come around, you know, because at the end of the day, she's a kid, man. You know, she's not asking for everything she's getting. She's just going out there to perform, man. And
okay, that's fine. And Caitlin Clark goes up there and she's giddy, acting like the girl next door. Yes, I did this and did that. I mean, that's going to win America over the press conferences. I mean, really? That's what we're doing?
I know Angel Reese is somewhere punching the wall. You got woke ESPN over there. I know you guys saw the video I made of Monica McButt. Make sure you guys go check that
All
video.
right, so there it is. It's the first one. All right, so first off, Angel Reese is punching the wall. Why do you think she's punching the wall if she just got 12 doubles? Her team just won against Seattle. Why would she be punching the wall? Because Caitlin Clark got a triple-double. Secondly, woke ESPN. Now I can tell you've been listening to some of these people. The ESPN is woke. All right. This is the one thing with a lot of our youth right now, our young brothers, is they're running around with this title woke that people made to represent the Black Lives Matter movement and a number of the things that's associated with those movements. Because this is the young people's thing. My issue with them is not really with the woke movement. That thing is organic. That's their thing. Okay, but there's a whole lot we can say about that. My issue with young brothers like this, though, is that we have a history of black nationalism, actually, that needs to be kind of understood and studied. All right, you should be studying all you young brothers, you should be studying the works of Booker T. Washington, W.E.B. Du Bois. Should be studying the works of Marcus Garvey, and other intellectuals who have written on our conditions and what we need to do. Most of these arguments have already been gathered. Look at how they lived their lives, the moral principles they stood on. And look at the different methodologies that they used in order to help us build. This should be your starting point. Don't start with some movements that happened in 2010s. Very important. I think a lot of this knowledge is lost.
Out as well, but man, like I'm saying, man, Caitlin Clark is all.
And then he calls her Monica McButt. Why the insult? Why the insult to the sister?
Always showing up, man, and proving me right. And I care about that shit because I support her through and through. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I think that Angel Reese is making another leap as far as, her competitiveness, what she brings to the game, and she does do it a lot, for her team. But I have to be real with you guys, man. Caitlin Clark doing this, man. Like, what you gonna say now? Monica McButt. What are you gonna say now?
All right, so the insult, Monica McButt, for whatever reason. And then this is my thing here. I believe an argument can be made for both players. Personally, I think Angel Reese has the edge because of the plus minus. And also what she does on the defensive end. My opinion. However, if someone argues that Caitlin Clark should be the leader for the MVP race, I mean, I can understand, I understand the argument. I don't think it's an invalid argument. But these guys and guys like him speak as if there is no argument. And as if they talk as if Caitlin Clark is out here averaging 25 points and Angel Reese is averaging 14. Angel Reese is averaging 14 points. Caitlin Clark is averaging 16 and a half. Caitlin Clark has more assists, but she plays point guard, so of course she's going to have more assists. Angel Reese has more rebounds, but she plays power forward. Of course she'll have more rebounds, right? Now we got to go to defensive rating. Here it's not close. It's not close. And if you don't understand the importance of defensive rating, then I have trouble respecting your opinion about the game of basketball. Because every time you score, now the other team has to score. Winning games is a combination of you putting the ball in the hoop and Angel Reese is putting it in one less shot than Caitlin Clark per game. and she's doing way better on defense. So I don't understand.
Caitlin Clark came out here, made history as well. Ain't that ironic? Now you guys have no more ammo unless
The difference is one is 12 games, the other is one game. Though I'll accept she was flirting with triple doubles for the last couple of games, that's fine, but she still didn't get it. Okay?
Reese can turn into Steph Curry overnight. I saw her drain, 2 threes for the first time. You can't really even make that a compelling case because Caitlin Clark has already been doing this, man. And I'm glad to see, the Indiana Fever starting to gel with this girl because they're stuck with her. And at the end of the day, it's going to be her.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's making it a compelling case that she drained 2 threes. I think we talk about the overall impact on winning.
For them. So let's get into this video, guys. Caught this video on Twitter, the X. This is Christy Size, of course. Caitlin Clark is winning in spite of her sorry ass coaching. I know I call her Sean Payton, guys. Y'all can't tell me this lady don't look like Sean Payton with a wig, man. I'm sorry. But obviously this is the celebration in the locker room, and I want you guys to pay.
All right, so this is another guy here. In order to bump up Caitlin Clark, let's disrespect every element around her. Start with the coach. Calls her Sean Payton with a wig. Very disrespectful to women. But this is conservatism, right? And Mr. Conservative, not against the wokes, right? But beneath that, you see, there's just a disrespect. Like, I don't know who your parents were, but when I was raised, sir, older women is ma'am. Older men is sir. Okay? Older women than you is ma'am. Older men is sir. These are the traditions that a lot of our young guys don't get. And then we wonder why we have so many problems on the street with people killing and all of that. There's no respect. Like, he thinks this is funny to do this. To insult people. And then, too, women. Right, bro, you're better than that. It's beneath your dignity to do that. And you need to understand that you as a man, what you represent on the planet, you are actually one of God's stewards on earth as a man, and then you're a black man. You can't do that. All right.
Attention to how the team is obviously gelling in this moment. I never know what to believe because women can be up and down with their emotions. Maybe right now they're happy because, they got out with the win. It was a triple-double. The crowd was going insane. And I will play that clip. But let's just look at how the team is embracing Caitlin Clark. It seems like there has been some sort of a temp change in the room.
For a rookie to get a triple-double in franchise history.
Damn, Kelsey Mitchell built like a damn dude, bro.
So he sees another black woman. This black woman's built like a dude, according to him. All right, continue.
Shout out to Aaliyah Boston, man. I told you guys, man, man, women just have to get out of their own way sometime, man. Like, somebody has to be the star, okay? Somebody has to be the star, whether it's Aaliyah Boston, Kelly Clark, Mitchell, whoever. Somebody has to be the star, and the team has to buy into it. And, man, I'm happy to see Aaliyah Boston embracing. Obviously, she was a former #1 pick, so I'm happy to see her embracing Caitlin Clark, guys. But let's just finish this.
So here, another young black man, right? He's happy for Aaliyah Boston, right? Not because of the points she's putting up, not because she's actually leading the team in rebounds and so on. He's happy for her that she gets out the way and let Caitlin Clark shine, right? Are y'all seeing what I'm seeing? This is a pattern with this brother, all right?
And that's just
because, mind you, Caitlin doesn't win anything without Aaliyah Boston. She doesn't win anything without Kelsey Mitchell at all. I think we can agree with that. They're actually all-stars in their own right, and it's not just the votes, but it's also their play. But here he calls Caitlin Clark a godsend. There's a black man. But he says Kelsey Mitchell built like a dude, and he says that Aaliyah Boston, shout out to her because she's getting out of Caitlin Clark's way. All right? Now watch it.
What you want to see, guys. You want to see this type of camaraderie in the locker room. You know what I'm saying? Like in 4K, man. These these women all have egos, you know. Of course, it wasn't pleasant at first, but it seems like, guys, crossing my fingers, it seems like they're coming around the corner to Caitlin Clark because at the end of the day, it seems like all she wants to do is win for her team, man. And I'm happy to see this, guys.
All right, so Caitlin Clark only just wants to win for the team. So that's all she wants to do, right? All right. Just noting.
You know, and she deserves this. So does Angel Reese. For all the Angel Reese fans watching this video, she deserves to have her double stats. Even though I look at it like stat pad, and I think that the rebounding is effective. So I don't want to come off, you know, as a hater, but I have to be honest. It's just no comparison, guys. Is it?
Right, so, what Caitlin Clark does is an achievement. What Angel Reese does is just stat padding. All right. Dudes are funny, by the way.
Is what it is. I will be
but this is what you got to notice. I want to hear this guy after a Fever loss. Okay, because when the Chicago Sky lose, I don't hear all this blaming of everybody and so on. I think everybody kind of takes accountability and they work harder, right? When the Fever lose, because if they would have lost this game, oh my God, he probably would have called Aaliyah Boston Frankenstein or something. Who knows, right? But just look at the difference. Of course, he's nice and happy sitting up there, able to do that. And when they win, what happens when they lose? I will be tuning into you, bro, to see how you act when they lose. I bet what you do is you blame everyone around this girl, okay? Because what you're not talking about is how in the fourth quarter, Caitlin Clark was like 2 for 8, okay? That's what you're not talking about.
Shocked if Caitlin Clark does not get Rookie of the Year. And I want you guys to pay attention to this last play that made
Why would you be shocked if you think ESPN and them are pushing for Angel Reese, even though that's not true? I don't see not one shred of evidence for it. These are like narratives you're concocting in your own head in order to make Caitlin Clark a victim. That's what you do. You know, it's possible that white people could be the victim. It's possible. And let me give you a little history lesson, young brother. Because a lot of you guys, man, you need to listen to your older uncles. All right, so I'm gonna help you out. Go back to, let's look at Hollywood and how the media works. Okay, do you know that the first Hollywood hit ever? What was the first Hollywood hit? You don't know? Go look it up. It was a Hollywood movie called The Birth of a Nation. It was done in 1915. Okay? Birth of a Nation. This was the first hit. The first blockbuster Hollywood movie. 1915. It was one of those movies that had no sound. Okay? So they would write words on there and then have actors walking around. You know what this movie was about? It was about two families. Abolitionists, Northerners, and Stonemen and Southern landowners, the Camerons. Okay? Now, the hero of this movie, the heroes were the Ku Klux Klan. The Ku Klux Klan were the heroes. The enemy were black men who were just going all over the place in America, looking to do what? To grab and rape and kill white women. Look at this here. Hollywood's first ever blockbuster hit. The theme was victim white women, black men, in blackface going around to rape and kill them. And the hero was the Ku Klux Klan who comes through, okay, to kill the white men. And there was no black actors in the movie. It was all white men with blackface on. This is the first movie, okay? Young brother, I don't know if you ever saw Rosewood, but I need you to go see Rosewood. This is a movie about a white woman, and this isn't just a movie. This was a true story of a city in Florida. You know, Florida seems to have the same reputation, but a city in Florida called Rosewood, where a white woman and a white man have a relationship. This man abuses her, abuses the hell out of her. Okay, kicks her ass and all of that. And back in those days, you did something out of pocket like that, the woman's family would deal with you. So you know what this woman did? She went and lied to her family and said that a black man did it. So you know what those white guys did in her family and around that time? When they heard that, oh man, they went crazy. So what they used to have back in those days was something called a lynch mob, which would be all these white men would gather in them little towns. Okay? And they would take a rope and a string, go around looking for that black man or any black man they could find to do a hanging. And oftentimes, it don't end up being just getting that one person. They'll destroy a whole damn city, town, little town that they have. And there's a movie out there about it. I think you should check that out, okay? Because you need to understand something about the history here. Now, I know you want to act like it's just all basketballness, and it is. But when we start talking about media and those greater things, you got to understand media understands stories, story writing, they understand narratives. They understand what works, they understand what galvanizes the people to come and support and to pay their dollars. What you're doing is contributing to the narrative that Caitlin Clark is this pearly, perfect acting model citizen individual who just should be put on a pedestal. And you create this narrative that everyone around her is against her, okay, that wants to bring her down like she's under attack. Sir, that is victimization. That's making her a victim when she doesn't. And this isn't anything against her. This is really about the media and so on. And also a suggestion to you to not add to this. Okay? The suggestion to you to not add to this. But this is what they're doing. They're painting her this perfect individual. And everyone against her is just trying to get her because they know what'll happen. They know what'll happen. They know that this will bring out the people. If you don't understand that about the media, then you need to go learn, sir. Media ain't just out here trying to support black people. That ain't never been the case. That is out here just trying to support black people. When was this ever the case? Media is, ESPN is owned by white people. Fox is owned by white people. Okay? The sooner you learn that, the better off you'll be. Now, that's not to say these white people don't go at each other for the White House. That's not to say that. But at the same time, both groups are on one accord at the end of the day. Right? There's plenty of white people who don't understand that. And there's plenty of black people who don't understand that as well. So I wouldn't get all caught up in the who's woke and who's not and all of that stuff. You should get into your personal righteousness, your personal relationship with God, and how you raise your family and how you come to support your community. Getting all involved in this media shit that they throw out there. It's like even the wokeness. There's a lot of evidence to show that it was funded by a man named George Soros and so on. Right? There's a lot of insidious hands at work behind all of these different movements. I don't suggest getting caught up in them and using their terms and their words. Learn your history, young brother.
Whole crowd go crazy.
Clark with her 11th rebound, feeding Mitchell for three.
This is at the end of the whole triple-double situation. Her making a comeback, beating the New York Liberty. But look at now. Do you guys see these type of crowds at the Chicago Sky? Do you guys see these type of crowds at any other teams in the WNBA? The answer is unapologetically no.
All right, so again, we go back to the crowds. And as I've said many times on this channel, that's not a Caitlin Clark achievement. And if it is, it's a passive achievement. It's not something that she planned and did. She's just out there playing basketball. Her fame was also helped by the media, who created a Rocky Balboa story behind the Iowa Hawkeyes. Okay, a little school that had to take on the big SEC schools. That just happened to be mostly full of black people. Whereas Caitlin Clark's school, I believe, had maybe one or two black players, maybe one or something. And this is not, trust me, this isn't me fueling the race thing. It just kind of is what it is. The media, they'll take that because they know it's a story. They know that you people flock to it. Okay? This isn't to take away the fact that Caitlin Clark is a great player and all of that. I disagree that she's the most entertaining player. I disagree with that. But that can be subjective, I understand. Like I said, I prefer to watch players that are 3-level scorers. That can score from the 3, that can score in the mid-range, that can post up. Like, for example, I've said many times, I think Kelsey Plum is much more of a talented player. Without a doubt. Even when she was in college, she's a more talented player. I don't think it's close. Who is more entertaining, a Jewel Lloyd or Caitlin Clark? I don't believe it's close who's more entertaining than Kennedy Carter and Caitlin Clark. And that's not a knock. That's just what I prefer to watch. If you're talking about, okay, just come in to watch someone. Now, Caitlin Clark has a lot of fans and a lot of people who want to watch her, partly because of her skill level, of course. But then there's also the other stuff that's added on. And if you don't know that, then I think you need to learn your history, and also go back over the sequence of events leading up to where we are now, just over the last 2 years. Isn't difficult to do, and then use some common sense, along with an understanding of the media, the relationship between sports and media, and how sports media ties into the big markets, brands. Okay, Nike and ESPN have a contract. Like, you can call them woke all you want. I don't agree, because if ESPN was woke, then ESPN would have been giving out Nike. If Nike and ESPN were woke, okay? Because some people claim that Nike is woke when they gave Colin Kaepernick a contract. What I'm telling you is Nike doesn't give a solitary fuck one way or the other about conservatism or liberalism. Nike cares about money. So you'll see Nike give Sha'Carri Richardson, someone people think is ghetto, a contract because they think she'll win. They know a lot of people are watching, that she's a compelling story and make money. They'll even fund what she wants to say. If she wants to say something, I'm doing this for little black girls, then Nike will fund it. They don't give a shit because it's money. Nike on the flip side will give a contract to Colin Kaepernick. Why? Because it's a compelling story. A lot of people are interested. They believe they can make money. They don't care. And then Nike funds, of course, Caitlin Clark, who's nothing like Sha'Carri or a Colin Kaepernick. Use your brain. Use your brain. And then Nike and ESPN are like in bed together. Okay? Because Nike is one of ESPN's sponsors. Channels like that need sponsors. So what comes with it is also deals where, you can have all the Nike commercials on the channel. Since Nike and ESPN are in bed, ESPN is going to push Caitlin Clark. Now, you can sit here and talk all this woke stuff and say they're pushing it, but it's bullshit when you follow the money. When you follow the money, you'll see that Nike or ESPN must push Caitlin Clark because of the amount of money that their partner Nike has put into her. Like, I hope you understand that, right? This is why, like, people say you guys are liars, because that's what you do. You lie. You make up narratives and so on. But when you start to follow the money and you start to actually document things, you start to research, you see that your house of cards falls apart.
You guys just don't see that. And I'm telling you guys, this is a crazy fan base, man. Look at this. I mean, this is wild. Oh, do I see minorities in the crowd? Do I see minorities here? Do I see minorities there? So don't try to make it seem like that it's all Republicans, support.
Well, you can't also assume that they're all there for the fever either. It could be people rooting for the Liberty. You think the Liberties, there's nobody for the Liberty there? Everybody's there for the fever? You can't assume one way or the other. I don't know what you're trying to get at with that.
Supporting Caitlin Clark are just Caucasian people. Obviously, people like myself who just enjoy sports. This is what it's about. You know what I'm saying? Coming together and escaping all of the politics, escaping all of the division, and just being...
Yeah, I don't believe you just support sports. Because if it was just about Caitlin Clark, then you could be like, man, Caitlin Clark just did this. There's no need for the Monica make butt comments. There's no need for Kelsey Mitchell who's built like a dude. There's no need for Aaliyah Boston. She should be praised for getting out of Caitlin Clark's way. No, you are a Caitlin Clark fan. Right? I don't care about you saying And that's okay. But you're one of these extremists, even though you're black, and so y'all exist that have to destroy everything else around her in order to big her up. When the reality is, she needs those teammates in order to be who she is or get what she wants.
Happy. You know what I'm saying? And every time I make videos, I put emphasis on that type of content because the world of life can be so beautiful when you get beyond yourself, man, and just play for a bigger purpose. And these fans know that Caitlin Clark puts it on the line for them, man. I mean, this is just sensational, man. You don't see any other teams having this type of effect with their fans, man, and they are all there in support of Caitlin Clark and her Indiana Fever teammates. It's just nothing short of sensational, man. So I always just try to make points like this, man. You know, this young lady is giving not only Indiana but the world something else to live for. The same thing Kobe Bean Bryant did. The same thing
She's
Magic.
giving the world something else to live for. What are you talking about? This is when you start losing me. She's giving the world something else to live for, like Kobe. Oh God.
Larry Bird, Julius Erving, Michael Jordan. I mean, the list just keeps going on and on and on. LeBron James, people come together just to witness. And when you put all of this division into it, man, it just mucks up, the game, and I'm just happy, man, because I do feel like this can be the icing on the cake. I know Monica Mack.
Well, from the media standpoint, it doesn't muck it up. From the media standpoint is what creates what it is. And believe me, this is why it is what it is. A basketball game is nothing but an event that is taking place between two parties at a mutual setting, in a certain mutual place that is only important to those parties involved and to those who show up. When the media takes that and makes it larger than life and larger than what it is, that's when it becomes all of those things you're mentioning. Without the help of the media, it doesn't happen. It's just something that happens somewhere. You think fantastic performances have never happened in places where the media didn't pick them up? You can't be that hollow.
But came out and said some shit about who's ever in the standing, which is bewildering to me. Just a crash take, in my opinion, guys. So
why wouldn't it be? Why would that not be a reasonable take? What he's talking about is Monica McNutt. He keeps calling her out her name because he's disrespectful to women. At first, I thought it was just black women, but he said something to Chrissy's side. He's basically a Caitlin Clark extremist who has to insult anyone who says anything about Caitlin Clark, whether it's fair or whether it's like objective or whatever. None of these people have said anything hateful. He actually even insults her teammates. All right? These are the things we're talking about. But what Monica McNutt said was because she feels the stats are close, and they really are close. Like literally, Caitlin Clark is averaging 2 more points than Angel Reese. 2 more points. Angel Reese averaging way more rebounds. Okay, so she said basically she's saying because the stats are actually comparable. She's going to go off of, at the end of the day, team impact on the team. And at the moment, Chicago had a better record. So she picked that. I think that's very fair. But to these extremists, these people, anything short of saying that Caitlin Clark is some godsend that had been sent to Earth in order to unite humanity as some freaking Mother Teresa is a problem. You got to go insult her now. You got to insult a black woman. And you're black. It's pathetic.
Actually get into this article. Caitlin Clark notches triple-double first by WNBA rookie. Oh, my goodness. Emphasis on the first because people are acting like this double-double that Angel Reese is doing. No hate, no shade. But they just act like that is such a sensational thing to do. But the thing is...
Yeah, it's 12 of them. That's why. Versus one game. That's why. And if you don't think that that's a logical argument versus someone performing something in one game, you're not as smart as you're acting like. Seriously. Like, you should at least be smart enough to realize, to see the other side of the argument and say, you know what, maybe you do have a point. People that act like it's just not even arguable, I'm sorry, you're stupid.
Guys, look at Caitlin Clark's game. There are no offensive rebounding from her, no putback. It's more so a Magic Johnson, LeBron James, Steph Curry, Isaiah Thomas, the way she dished that pass on the last play.
Okay, she's a great passer. I get it. But who cares if she gets an offensive rebound or not? What does it matter? And this is the other argument. These guys, like, if you want to big up Caitlin Clark, that's fine. Stop lying about Angel Reese. It doesn't help your argument when you lie. Actually, you lose when you lie. Stop saying Angel Reese is getting half of her points or rebounds from her own misses. First of all, let's just keep this real. Even the misses, she misses because those shots are defended. Number one, like for example against the Seattle Storm, she had two damn defenders on her, Agumake and Magabor. Both of them are guarding Angel Reese. Okay, she misses, and then with those two under there, she gets the rebound over two of them. Then puts it up again and get, like, if you want to act like that isn't a sensational thing, dude, you're a clown. Because you're not mature enough. Let me put it that way. You're immature. You're not mature enough to give the other one credit. You're not mature enough to do that. Okay? So that's number one. But number two, we get it. She's a better passer than Angel Reese. Though Angel Reese is actually a good passer for her position. She is. And I'm not talking about the number of assists. Assists don't mean you're a good or great passer. But at the same time, Caitlin Clark is not a Magic Johnson type of passer and all of that. I know it looks like that, but you got to look deeper. Like, if you want really understand basketball, you got to understand when a pass is in the scoring pocket and when a pass is just, a pass that's just in the vicinity of the player. What she has to improve on is getting it in the scoring pocket. It's called in rhythm, to the point where, okay, the player runs and catches it in rhythm in scoring position to score. Oftentimes, the teammate is either dropping the ball or they have to reset in order to score, and they're not scoring because the pass isn't actually in the scoring pocket, right? Now, I know y'all, that's next level basketball. A lot of y'all don't know about, but that it is what it is. That's why I don't see Magic and Jordan like you do, or Magic and Isaiah and all that like you do. But I do see a player that, if she does get it down, can be that, but then there's still defense, right?
For the 3-pointer, man, like the look, the aesthetics of it is just different. And I'm telling you guys, if they give Angel Reese that award, then I don't know, man. I don't
want to talk looks and aesthetics. Okay, what about the aesthetics of Kennedy Carter? You think Caitlin Clark's aesthetics look better than hers? What about Jewel Loyd's aesthetics to her game? What about the aesthetics of Vanescu? What about the aesthetics of Asia Wilson? Right, if that's all it is. That's how you look when you score. Personally, I don't think Caitlin Clark is that aesthetically great when she scores. I mean, but that's subjective, right? Yeah, the passes look great, but I think she actually looks a little oaky when she's dribbling and stuff like that. But that's just me.
I just don't know what's going to happen with the fan base. I don't know will they keep supporting, or it might be reverse psychology to bring more people to the game to make them want to support more. Anyway, it goes on to say, Fever guard Caitlin Clark recorded the first triple-double by a rookie in WNBA history Saturday, Indiana's 83-78 victory over the first-place New York Liberty. She did this, the worst team, right? One of the worst teams in the WNBA, and as of the past few years, one of the worst teams are able to beat the first-place New York Liberty. And you guys are going to tell me that this isn't generational? Are you kidding?
Yeah, but dude, that's misleading, okay? The Fever have been one of the worst teams over the years, but they're not a team that's worse due to talent. Okay, Kelsey Mitchell was a top pick when she came out, and she's about 4 or 5 years in. Okay, so she's actually a veteran player. Aaliyah Boston, okay, was the number one pick, but that was last year. You see, both of those players, but she was rookie of the year, and both of those were all-star players. So you're talking about 2 all-stars already, and then you add Erica Wheeler, who's an all-star. In the past, coming off the bench. Fag Bentley, who's a very good player as well. And then you add Caitlin Clark, the number one pick from last year, to a team that already has 3 All-Stars. Okay, so what you're saying is misleading. And in Indiana, I mean, they did beat the Liberty. I mean, after 3 times getting blown out by them. But no, they get credit for it. But like, come on, that's not absolute proof of generational, right? The Connecticut Sun, who won the Commissioner's Cup, who arguably, not the Connecticut Sun, the Minnesota Lynx, who won the Commissioner's Cup, lost to the Dallas Stars when they in Dallas Wings. I'm sorry, when Dallas Wings were like a 3-win team, and they were able to beat the team that was like one of the top teams in the league. Like on any given night, any team can beat you. That does not proof of that you're generational. Not saying she isn't generational, but what I'm saying is that's not evidence of being generational.
Me, this goes to show you that it's way above the talent level. It's just sensational because it's Caitlin Clark. Clark pulled down her 10th rebound at the 7:07 mark of the fourth quarter, giving her the triple-double. She finished the game with 19 points, season high time, 13 assists, and 12 rebounds. That indeed, folks, is a triple-double. And I just like the way that she handles herself, guys. Look at this. Obviously, it's cool, Clark said of the triple-double. My teammates have been finishing the ball at a really, really high rate. And if you guys have paid attention to my videos, I said that her teammates have a problem catching a damn ball. And I think that through all the triple-double is good, but I think that Caitlin Clark is just happy that they're able to finish because that puts more trust into the team. And it allows her to keep stacking the W's, man. I'm hoping and praying that they somehow make it in the playoffs, but we shall see. I'm just happy we won, Clark said. I take a lot of pride in being able to do a lot of different things for this team. I think we're really good when I can get the ball off the glass and just go into transition and my teammates and set them up. We'll see, guys. I mean, hopefully this works. Hopefully her teammates, maybe they drank some Red Bulls before the game. Maybe they drank a Celsius or some shit, and it had them in complete focus. But whatever they did, hopefully they stick to it. Hopefully Christy Sorry, hopefully she coaches this team from this point to finish strong, guys. I know we got the All-Star.
So Christy Sides, this is what gets me. This is what gets me. Anyone who watched that game against the the Liberty yesterday saw that in the last quarter, Caitlin Clark was like 1 of 8. Okay, but they come from behind and beat the New York Liberty. Now, she was getting some good assists at times, okay? But there were times, y'all already know Kelsey Mitchell. Kelsey Mitchell will call her own number and score. There were times when Kelsey Mitchell was getting passes to Leah Boston and so on and so forth. So, as far as that game being closed, that was mostly Leah Boston, Kelsey Mitchell, and also as the times where Christy Wallace in transition called her own number. It was a team effort. It was a team effort. It was not a Caitlin Clark came back and won the game type of thing. Like, that's different from what Kennedy Carter did over the last 2 games against Seattle. Kennedy Carter they handed her the ball, and Kennedy Carter just went to work. There's a difference. Now, you know what I should do? I should put together a video and show the difference between what happened in those 4 quarters. If Caitlin Clark ever did what Kennedy Carter did in that last game, really the last 2 games to seal the win, they would already say she's better than Michael Jordan. That's the difference. That's what they would say about Caitlin Clark. That was a team win. And he's thinking she's so humble by saying that. No, that was the damn truth. That was the teammates did that. That was the damn truth. There's no way Caitlin Clark in good conscience can go up there and speak as if she did it. She like sealed that game. That's the truth. You know, it's not humility. She was telling the truth. What you gonna do? Go up there and say, "Yeah, I sealed the game and won it." Athletes don't do that. Like, where's this idea that athletes go up there and do that? To where she gets so much credit. What she does is players speak. This is what her agents and all of them recommend her to say, to be like, to talk like. What you got to look at is how Caitlin Clark is in the tough times, in the tough moments, after losses. That's what's important. What is her in-game composure? It wasn't off to a good start at the beginning of the year because she had 3 technical fouls, which was leading the W at one time. Okay? Through losing her cool on referees, losing her cool on teammates, all of that stuff. And even just recently, I can show you, young brother, where teammates missing shots and she's putting her hands on her head and, oh my God, flailing. All types of stuff. I've also seen her quit in 3 games. Twice against the New York Liberty, once against the Connecticut Sun. Okay? I've seen her do that. So we're not going to sit here and act like her character is so impeccable that we haven't seen some things that need improvement.
WNBA All-Star game coming up. So excited to see that. So it goes on to say we're definitely playing good basketball. We're playing together better. Together better. And I told you guys based off of the video that we just saw on X how it seems to be exactly what she just said here. It seems like they are starting to gel and have been gelling and working through.
Actually, I disagree that they're playing together and better. If you look at the game yesterday, the Indiana Fever had 19 total assists, 13 assists with the Caitlin Clark, 2 assists were on the part of Kelsey Mitchell, 2 assists were on the part of Aaliyah Boston. That's 13 assists to one. It's 6 assists to the rest of the teammates. That's not really playing together in ball movement. What happened was they happened to win the fucking game. So when you win, you talk all the right stuff. We're playing together. We're doing all of this. There were points in that fourth quarter, like I said. Kelsey Mitchell calls her own number. Katie Wallace calls her own number. If Wallace goes up there and misses that layup, then now we're saying Wallace needs to pass to Clark. If Kelsey Mitchell during the times where she calls her own number misses, then now we're saying that she's selfish. You see the difference between when they win and when they lose. I'm done, man. I'm going longer than I need to go. I just trying to help the young brother out, man. But this is at the end of the day, and this is a response to guy comes in my thread yesterday who I really shouldn't even respond to, who says that I'm a hater, I'm a Caitlin Clark hater, and that even when I give her praise, I say but, and I have stuff to say and all of that. And the reason, and yeah, that there is some truth to that. I'm definitely not a hater. As I said plenty of times, that girl is half my age. It's beneath my dignity and beneath my ethos, the way I live, to spend life hating on, a 22-year-old lady. That's never going to happen. It's never going to be the case. But what I will not do is glaze over things. I will not give people credit they don't deserve. And I will point out the truth. That's just me. That's always going to be me. Okay? I don't see the game that they're talking about. I do see certain flaws. Like, for example, I'm not going to get into that. But this is the reason. With Angel Reese on one hand, no one has ever, coming into the league, she goes 7th, right? No one has ever said she's just this offensive juggernaut, that has moves like AJ Wilson. No one's ever said, I think she's the best player I've seen since Cheryl Miller. She's better than Tina Thompson or Lisa Leslie. Nobody ever said this about Angel Reese, so there's no need to point out offensive things that she needs to work on that are obvious. And even times when I've talked about her game, I've said that, yeah, she needs to develop better post moves, which she is getting better. She is getting better. And that once she gets that jump shot, she's going to be dangerous. But you see that we're seeing slowly that developing, though. Okay? So we're talking about someone who's starting from being doubted by the masses to now slowly gaining the rapport. Okay? That's Angel Reese. Caitlin Clark is the opposite. Caitlin Clark was touted. Listen, the first time I ever heard about this girl, because honestly, the championship thing where she was mocked and all of that by Angel Reese, I was paying more attention to Angel Reese, and I didn't even pay attention to who the white girl was that was being mocked. I swear to God, I didn't. The first time I really heard Caitlin Clark win, a friend of mine told me, hey man, everybody's saying this is the greatest women's basketball player of all time, just as good as Steph Curry. This is the first thing I ever heard about her. So then I'm like, get the hell out of here. You telling me he's better than Cheryl Miller, Reggie Miller's sister, better than Cynthia Cooper, better than Maya Moore, better than Shamika Holtzclaw, better than, all these different women, right? Yeah, man, she's better than all that. And then I start going on, I don't know if it was either Facebook or YouTube, whatever. I'm in a thread with someone. He said, yeah, I seen Cheryl Miller. I seen all of them. She's better than all of them. So I'm saying, shit, okay, I need to check this out. This might be something special. So then I look, and then that makes me automatically look for her. Because now you're comparing her to someone like Maya Moore, who is an athletic freak, 3-level scorer, clutch as hell, 4 championships in college. You're comparing her to someone like this. You're comparing her to Cynthia Cooper, who came and ripped off 4 straight championships, offense, defense. You're comparing her to Cheryl Swoops, 4-time champion, 3-time MVP, 3-time Defensive Player of the Year. You say she's better than all these people. So then now, that's why I got to point out things to y'all. She has no mid-range game. She has no post game, even though she's 6 feet tall. Her handles are not like what I'm expecting. So when you tell me someone's the greatest of all time, and you're saying that based off the ability to shoot logo threes, I got to correct you. I got to G-check you now. And that's just the way that works. And just in case, my brother, just in case you don't know, she's not the greatest player of all time. And I'm going to say this as I said it before. She is an exceptional scorer from the three-point range when she is able to go to her patented step-back move, which goes to the left. A great defender like a Dejanay Carrington or Lainey Hamilton, especially the first couple of times they match each other, they're going to guard her left heavily, my brother. What she's going to try to do then is try to jump to the hop step to the right, and she's way less effective. Now, if she works on that, maybe she will, but she's way less effective, and the numbers showing her to the right. The next move she's going to do is try to drive right. When she drives right, she lacks the speed or the first step to get past a Carrington or to get past a Hamilton or get past any elite, a Jackie Young, any of these types of elite defenders. So typically what she goes to is the push off with the offhand, sir. Okay? Now, if they were calling tight games, immediately she'd foul out because she's pushing off every time. She lacks the athleticism to get past those players. All right? But let's say on some nights she catches them sleeping, she gets past them. In the W, they play a lot of help defense. When the help defense comes, then what? She has to stop and pick up her dribble because she doesn't have the elite dribble to get around them, doesn't have the ability to dribble between players like a Jewel Lloyd, for example. Now what happens is she has to go to a secondary move, which is either a hezzy pull-up, boom, pump fake, pull-up. I don't see that. Or she has to go to a crossover dribble in traffic. I don't see that. Or she got to go to a Euro step. Brother, I haven't seen that. Or she got to go to a floater. Brother, I haven't seen that. Okay? So when you're talking to someone like me, okay, played the game, coached the game, watched the game for 30 years, it takes a lot to impress me. Now, you impressed, that's your business. I'm not even going to judge that. You think this is the greatest thing since sliced bread? That's cool. That does not obligate me to agree with that. All right? Now, at the same time, this is tempered by the fact that I understand she's a rookie and can grow into that. All right? I don't say that she can't. I don't negate that possibility. But don't give me all this hogwash. And then definitely, don't be tearing down black women in order to prop this lady up. Because then I'm definitely going to G-check you. It's just my obligation. Thanks for listening.